Yes. All right. Good morning or good afternoon, everybody. I'm really excited for this Women's History Month. I have with me today Dr. Eleni Moka. We're going to be doing an interview for Women's History Month. I'm really excited. Dr. Moka, welcome. Thank you so much for giving us the time to speak with you today. How are you doing?
Hello, Shanna. Thank you very much for the honoring invitation to participate in this great initiative to make this interview for your members in ASRA Pain Medicine and for all the colleagues that would honor us by attending it. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. So tell us, we already know your name, Dr. Moka. So tell us where you work and your current leadership positions at your home institution and other societies.
Well, I come from Greece. I am Greek in origin. And as far as my leadership positions, I feel extremely privileged and honored to serve as the president of the European Society of Regional Anesthesia and Pain Medicine since 2023. And I have to admit that my journey throughout ESRA has been exciting because I started as a board member back in 2015, then served as treasurer, and here I am today. As far as my work, I work in Greece, as you may understand. I'm a consultant anesthetist practicing in a private hospital in Crete, which is the biggest island of my country, accommodating 700,000 inhabitants. And I have to admit that during the last 20 years that I work here, I have been focused on regional anesthesia, acute postoperative pain management, and operative care. And recently I have been elected as an academician at the Faculty of Medicine in Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, which is in the northern part of Greece. And from July and onward, I'm fully excited for this transitioning to this new job position in an effort and wish to bring further experience to the young generation of anesthesiologists in my country. As far as my role in ESRA, it has been an exciting journey, offering me invaluable experiences, opportunities to learn, but also expand RA education across Europe and beyond. I have been involved in many projects that had the effort, the goal to promote education, research, and leadership development in our field of interest. I have participated in the organization of the ESRAC annual congresses, other educational activities of our societies in a goal and effort to strengthen the collaborations and support the training initiatives in diverse healthcare settings.
Okay, great. So
And
actually, I visited Crete, I think a couple of years ago on vacation with my husband, and we really loved it. It had more, when you think of Greece, some people think of the beach, but it had actually a lot more nature. We did a couple of hikes when we were there, and we really, really loved, we really enjoyed it.
yeah, actually, Crete is a very nice island. I may be biased by saying this, but it has a lot of things to be done, not only the sun and the sky and the sea, but also, as you said, the mountains, and it has a lot of history as well. Let's not forget that the Minoan civilization started from here
Yes.
many years before Christ. I think it's around 2000 years BC.
Yeah.
A great civilization that put the basis for whatever happened after that.
Okay, great. So let me move on to my second question. So we know that as our pain medicine members, they have an interest in regional anesthesia and pain medicine related topics. Please tell us some more about your research in this area.
Well, an important field, at least in my opinion, that is a great interest for me is the transitional pain services, or if we could say the transitional pain care. And I have to admit, I felt extremely proud and happy to see an article that was published by our group, by ESRA,
Mhm.
in the special edition of RAPAM on the topic recently, because transitional pain care is a field that is increasingly recognized as a crucial item in bridging the gap between acute postoperative pain management and the development of chronic postsurgical pain. And I strongly believe that RA could play a role in this transition, not only due to the superior perioperative analgesia that it can provide, but also maybe by reducing the chances for developing post-surgical chronic pain. And my dream, my vision, if I may say, in my new academic role in the university from July and onwards, is if we could organize a transitional pain service in the hospital I would be working at, involving also regional anesthesia techniques and integrating a multidisciplinary approach that could extend beyond the hospital discharge of our patients. By this way, we could make the maximum efforts to improve patient outcomes, enhance recovery trajectories, and also reduce the long-term burden of chronic post-surgical pain, which is an important area of research recently.
Okay, fantastic. And I know we just finished Regional Anesthesia World Day, which was sponsored by Ezra, but really spanned really all the regional anesthesia societies across the continent. Do you want to tell us about that fabulous, successful program? I tuned in for majority of the programming in the US and I missed some of the other ones, but wanted to hear more of the kind of your idea how that came about, because this is the second one, how that came about and how we're going to keep that going in the future.
Okay, many thanks for this important, in my opinion, question. The World Day of Regional Anesthesia and Pain Medicine was an initiative that started in 2014, 2004, and 24, sorry. And it was the continuity, I may say, of the European Day of Regional Anesthesia and Pain Medicine. But after the World Congress of RA that was hosted by ESRA in Paris in 2023, we realized that it is better to expand it worldwide. So we started last year with the first edition and continued last January with the second one, involving around 200 cities across 80 countries worldwide, and having finally around 60,000 participants in all the sports that were participating.
It's
It was
amazing.
a great initiative, a kind of celebration, I would say, that also spreaded the message that we should join our hands for a pain-free future worldwide. And we are very happy that this initiative was embraced by many associations. First of all, our sister societies, ASRA, LASRA, AFSRA, AOSRA Pain Medicine, but also national organizations in the various countries. And it is amazing to see that during those days, there were so many posts in social media, so many advertisement of the events. People felt happy to feel
Yes,
included, to
yes,
feel they were a part of this great success.
yeah,
Next year, we will continue, of course.
yes.
Already this year, we had the endorsement of WFSA in this activity, and we will make efforts for being endorsed by WHO if possible, somehow securing this day over the years as a fixed day at the end of each January. And
Okay,
we will see.
okay, fantastic. So many institutions have made great strides with diversity, equity, and inclusion over the years. Why do you think DEI is important in medicine and in our subspecialty?
Well, this is an important topic of discussion, I may say, because DEI should not be just principles. They are the foundation for building a true sense of belonging. They are the foundation for fostering, first of all, a healthier working environment for all our colleagues, our anesthesiologists, our physicians, and so on, but also for improving at the end the patient care. And I may say, if I may say, in medicine and especially regional anesthesia and the pain field, embracing DI means ensuring that every clinician, regardless of the background, the gender, ethnicity, etc., has equal opportunities to contribute, to grow, and to excel their practice. And we all know that an inclusive workforce environment enhances collaboration, innovation, and decision making, allowing us to better understand and address the diverse needs of our patients as well. Ending up in equity, in education, in training, but also in leadership, which creates an environment where all our professionals can reach their full potential. And I believe that DEI is the pathway to excellence, empowering every provider to deliver the best possible care and ensuring that our specialty continues to evolve in a way that is inclusive but also patient centered, if I may say, even human centered, and
Yes.
reflecting of the communities we serve.
Oh, perfect. That's a great answer. Thank you so much for that. Now, who has served and is as an inspiration in your life?
Well, a lot of people, and I have to admit that I am fortunate to have inspirational figures throughout my personal and professional career. First of all, it's my family, my parents, that they instilled me with the values of humility, of education, of perseverance, and the importance of inclusivity from an early age. And as I advanced in my career, I was incredibly lucky to have as a mentor and as a role model my professor, Athina Vadalouka, who was the first woman president in ESRA, also from Greece,
Mm,
and who paved the way for the female leadership in our field.
mm,
She supported me throughout my journey, and with her wisdom, with her encouragement, I have grown up professionally, and of course, she continues to inspire me with her pioneer spirit, I would say. But also, Alain Delbos played a crucial role in my leadership journey because he was a president of ESRA a couple of years before me, and he believed in me. He supported my dream, my vision, my aspirations, and guided me along this way. All of them shaped my path in a unique and valuable way, and I'm deeply grateful for their influence throughout my career.
okay, that's wonderful. Now, March in the US is Women's History Month, but also Women's International Day is also in March. So tell us, how do you celebrate Women's International Day?
Well, I would say that this day should serve as a moment of reflection, as a moment of recognition, and of course of action. I could celebrate it by acknowledging the achievements of a variety of women in medicine, but also beyond that, while also recognizing the ongoing challenges that still need to be addressed. And as a president of ESRA, I take this opportunity to highlight and support the contributions of women in RA and pain medicine. I told you about my role model and mentor, and there are so many other wonderful women worldwide. And I believe that whether through mentorship, advocating for more inclusive leadership opportunities, or participating in discussion on gender equity, I believe this day could serve as both as a celebration but also as a call for progress. Because true celebration comes through continued commitment,
Mhm.
working towards a more equitable and inclusive future for all women in every aspect of medicine, of leadership, where we can have, as females, the opportunity to thrive.
Excellent. And does Ezra do anything particularly for the meetings to, I guess, targeted to women? And I say this because a lot of meetings now have included nursing areas or childcare, anything, any kind of, has that been included in your meeting, or is that something that's being worked on?
Well, in the congresses we do or in the various scientific activities, we very often include topics that are more broad, more general regarding DEI or regarding the female role. in medicine, in regional anesthesia, or in leadership also. We are in the process now of creating a working group on DI, not only involving women, because I believe that DEI is not only the male-female challenge, let's
Of
say,
course.
it's just something broader. And we have a team that is settled with both women and men, including in the group, to start working towards the DEI direction. And we celebrate a lot of female people sometimes through various activities. Our awards sometimes are given to females. Many years ago, the Car Collar Award was given to a woman, to Felicity Reynolds, who
Mm,
was a pioneer in Europe in the field of obstetric anesthesia. And next September, a similar award will be given to another fantastic woman, Nuala Lucas, who also worked hard for the obstetric anesthesia care.
all right, excellent. So what challenges would you say that you faced in your journey so far as a physician and anesthesiologist, and how did you overcome them?
Well, as you may understand, my journey has been shaped by these challenges. And these challenges tested resilience, determination, but also my ability to adapt. And I have to admit that stepping into leadership roles, particularly through the position of the president of ESRA, were time consuming, required dedication, continuous learning, and the ability to navigate throughout the complexity of leading a society like ESRA, which is a kind of international society lately.
Mm,
And I have to admit that I was fortunate throughout this pathway because ESRA was always a forward thinking and inclusive and a diverse organization. And I was honored to be a part of this society that values expertise, innovation, and contributions of females in leadership. An important, though, challenge that I have encountered has been balancing my clinical responsibilities and my necessities and leadership commitments. Because, as you may understand, medicine is demanding, and adding education, research, leadership roles in this mixture requires a strong time management
mm,
and the ability to prioritize effectively.
mm,
And I have to admit that I overcame all these obstacles by embracing teamwork, by learning to delegate everything that we need to be done in daily work, let's say, to various people, and by being surrounded by people, by colleagues who share my vision and my dedication. Because to me, teamwork is the fundamental key to success. And if I want, I would like to speak about challenges in my hospital, in my clinical practice at the beginning, at least, of my career. Introducing regional anesthesia at those years was not so easy
mm,
because there were always, reluctances and
mm,
concerns by the surgeons, but
mhm,
also by the hospital administrators. And in a pathway of 20 years in clinical practice, I realized that it is not easy, but not something so difficult to shift the mindsets. It
mhm,
requires persistence, of course, but also it requires to demonstrate the benefits of what we do for the enhanced recovery and optimum outcomes for our patients. So I think I succeeded in that. Of
yeah.
course, there are a lot of things to be done in the course of time, and I'm sure that the younger generations will take over also very successfully.
All right, excellent. Now, what accomplishment makes you the most proud so far?
Many,
Yeah.
and it is a difficult question because every accomplishment for every physician is a goal that has been achieved and makes all of us happier. I have to admit that being in the position of leading ESRA was a great accomplishment for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to admit that I had never thought of it at the beginning when I entered the society. I just entered the society because of my passion, because of my enthusiasm, because of my will to offer to people. I think ESRA is a big accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
World Day that we discussed previously is another one. I
Yeah.
felt extremely happy when I saw it taking place and being concluded successfully with enthusiasm from so many people worldwide. But also, I would say that what has been accomplished in my country, in the Greek zone of Esra, was important because imagine that at the beginning of, let's say, the previous decade, regional anesthesia was central blockades in my country.
Yes.
And with all the team, we managed to bring forward the peripheral nerve blocks, the use of ultrasounds, and nowadays we feel proud that every hospital has all the necessary equipment to apply ultrasound guided regional anesthesia techniques. All
Yes.
are parts of a longer journey, are parts of achievements that make me feel proud and useful for the medical community, either in my country or beyond.
Okay, great. You kind of mentioned the transition or the growth of regional anesthesia moving us from neuraxial primarily now to peripheral nerve blocks. Any Ezra involved in anything with global health and low resource areas in terms of kind of advocating for more use of, peripheral nerve blocks and regional anesthesia, and how do we get them those technologies that you mentioned that are lacking?
Well, ESRA goal, if I may say, or vision, or mission and strategy pathway. Exactly. It involves not only promoting RA and ultrasound application in our practice in Europe, in the developed, let's say, countries, but also focus on the countries that are developing or have low resources. And
Mhm.
in this direction, we first of all, after the pandemic, started inviting um, experts or colleagues from countries outside Europe, from Africa, from Asia,
Mhm.
from Latin America to our congresses because we strongly believe that their opinion, their input is extremely important in understanding the other side of the coin. Also, we offer educational grants to people outside Europe, and
Mhm.
currently we are in the process of recognizing as training center of excellence not only hospitals or departments in the European territory, but also in other areas of the planet
Mhm.
for people that could not come to Europe to be trained,
Mhm.
but would definitely go to places closer to their countries of origin. For example, if you have people from South Asia that need to be trained in regional anesthesia, it's not so easy to go to, I don't know, UK or Germany or
Yeah.
Belgium. It
Yeah.
would be better to go next to their countries.
Yes.
We are working towards this direction, and we have some plans under the pipeline through our education committee um, efforts to maybe go to their places to train them and give them more opportunities to apply in a safe and effective way the regional anesthesia techniques.
All right, fantastic. I love that. All right, the question I always try to finish with is, I always think about the future of regional anesthesia, our trainees, people that are entering our subspecialty. And I always like to ask, what advice would you give to these young physicians as they're navigating their careers?
Well, this is the most important question, I believe, of all our interview, and I agree with you that we should finish with that question and my answer. So, my advice to the younger generations navigating their careers is to embrace every opportunity for learning and growth, to stay open to new challenges, and never underestimate the power of mentorship and collaboration. Because, as we know, medicine is a lifelong journey of learning, of education, and regional anesthesia and pain medicine are evolving fields that require continuous adaptation. So, for all the younger colleagues, please stay curious, seek out training, and never hesitate to ask questions. It's not a problem. The more one invests in learning, both clinically but also academically, the more confident and skilled one can become. And I would also say that at the same time, our younger colleagues should not be afraid to step outside their comfort zone.
Mm.
Some of the most rewarding experience come for taking on responsibilities that might seem daunting at first, whether it is joining a project, a research group, or leading a team, or contributing to an international society, like it happened with my case, for example, because the growth happens when we challenge ourselves. And
Mm.
of course, as a conclusion, I would like to emphasize that uh, our professional career journey can become wonderful, can become inspiring if we focus on something important, that is collaboration, that is partnership with other people. Because alone we can go fast, together we can go far. And I strongly urge all the younger anesthesiologists that might listen this discussion we have today to continue towards this direction.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to meet
Thank,
with me and do this interview for the Diversity SIG. It's going to go up on our page for Women's History Month. And thank you so much, Dr. Moka.
thank you, Shan. Thank you very much. It was a great privilege and honor for me.
All right.